Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing a video giving my thoughts on Warner Brothers officially changing the release date for Batman v Superman, and also 9 release dates in total up to 2020 for DC movies. So rather than competing with Captain America 3, DC or Warner Brothers has decided to move up the release date to March 25th. That's going to be 2016. I'll put the links in the description so you guys can check it out. This one was pushed back quite a while, but this is not a bad change because it's actually being moved up from May 6th. 2016 to March. So that's not bad. I guess Captain America 3 was scheduled for the same release, so they decided they would move it up. They did say that also it has to do with the scheduling of the other movies they have. And I'll put the link in the description as well for you guys for that, which it basically has 9 release dates that are scheduled for movies. Now, the only one we know of right now is this one. All the rest are untitled. We don't know, what they're going to be of. We don't know if we're going to see a Justice League movie in there. I assume we would. Another Batman, another Superman. Maybe bring out some of the other characters in DC like Shazam and Flash and the others, and give them their own. Maybe Aquaman, give them their own movies as well too. It's curious the timing of when they've announced this is just after the release for Guardians of the Galaxy. It seems like to me, Warner Brothers, rather than taking the risk on their own, they more were conservative about, expanding their cinematic universe and basically wanted to let Marvel try it first and see how it went, and then afterwards now they've been like, oh, people will watch Guardians of the Galaxy too? Okay, let's go ahead and just make everything. So they announced 9 release dates in total, which is crazy. But I mean, it's good news if you're a fan of Warner Brothers. If you like what Marvel has done, it looks like DC has basically taken a page out of their book and is going to just do essentially exactly the same thing. Have a Justice League movie, have combined universes where we'll have Batman v Superman, and you'll have Superman interact with Batman in that movie, of course, where they're both kind of core central characters. You'll have Wonder Woman in there, possibly even some others. I guess we'll have to see how it turns out. But I mean, I think that's great news. When you have like universe in comic books like DC and like Marvel, and how you have, for example, in Marvel, you have all these different interactions. The Avengers, all they are really is just a group of the best superheroes in Marvel put together outside of the X-Men, right? Let's say. DC has the equivalent with Justice League, and essentially all they're really doing is taking all these stories they've had in comic books for the longest time and just adapting them into movies. Like Batman v Superman looks like it's basically going to be The Dark Knight Returns from the trailer and everything, and the costumes and all that, maybe with just some changes to kind of lead it into a Justice League movie as well. So this is really big, exciting news for people that like comic book movies. This is going to be crazy. I mean, if you think about like how many Marvel movies there've been, Marvel's still planning on doing all kinds. They're going to have spin-offs for Guardians of the Galaxy and more Avengers movies, even another one hitting next year, and probably a third and a fourth, depending on how that does, and I'm sure it'll do well. DC is going to be jumping in as well too. We could get to the point where in a few years we have like 5 or I don't know, 5, 6, 7 between both Marvel and DC comic book movies released a year. It's just it's insane when you think about it. So it's really good news for people that like DC and want to see more from them. I did like their previous movies where they would put a lot of effort and make a really good quality movies, like once every 3 years, that type of thing, with the Dark Knight trilogy and with Man of Steel. But I mean, personally, I would just like to see them make as many as they can. So if they're going to make 9 and they're not going to concentrate so much on trying to make these huge, grand, epic movies, and just kind of get out as many as they can and do the best they can with each one, and go onwards, rather than putting everything they got into one big one at once. I'm all for that. Now granted, because they know they're pretty much going to work, I imagine they would put a lot of money. It's just going to be kind of crammed for time if they're going to try to do 9 in a few years, rather than spacing it out and making sure each one is just the way they want it, that kind of thing. Not that Marvel isn't doing that, but it seemed to me like DC was more of the approach of quality versus quantity, and really focusing on that. But, you know, I mean, as long as the quality's not too bad, if we can get quantity, like 9 movies, you know, I'm happy with that too. So I guess we'll have to see how it turns out. I think the Marvel movies have been of good quality, even though they're doing so many. You know, I don't know if I would say that they're on the same scale as the quality of something like Man of Steel or the Dark Knight trilogy was. But, you know, we're getting so many of them, have a couple Cap movies already, 3 Iron Man movies, you know, just putting out a lot. Even though each one might not be as memorable in terms of business, they're going to make more money overall for doing this. So I'm really excited for it. I can't wait to see Batman v Superman. It's unfortunate it's not coming out next year, but, you know, early 2016 is not bad either. So good news all around. I'm really happy Warner Brothers has finally figured this out, that we want to see more movies, and you know, whatever they have to do to make that happen, they're going to make it happen. So that's good. So great news for DC comic book fans and also comic book movie fans as a whole. So let me know what you guys think about both of these pieces of information being released as news. And yeah, I'm really excited for everything that Warner Brothers has to bring, because I think that their movies are going to be a lot of fun as well. And you know, you can't go wrong with that many comic book movies, even if 1 or 2 flops here and there. I mean, overall, it should be a lot of fun. So let me know what you guys think about all that, and I'll call it here. That's it for this video, guys. See you for the next one. This is Trev, as always, and I'm saying peace.